Hey Thrive Church, Jason coming to you on this absolutely stupendous day. Okay, I've got big news. Thrive Church is reopening on September 6th. We are regathering. Now, as you know, we've never closed. God has been at work these last 5 months in crazy ways. Just like a couple Sundays ago when Dave got on the live feed and he just said, hey guys, we want to give $1,000 to a couple local organizations or people doing great work. Who should we give to? And people started commenting, and all of a sudden, I get a text this week from Rise in Mount Pleasant thanking us for their $1,000 gift. Like, that's just because of your generosity and because of what God's doing in our church. So God is at work. He's doing incredible things. And I've heard such great things from our teachings than the messages over the last 4 or 5 months. If you missed any of those, go to the YouTube page. Just type in youtube.com, Thrive Church MI, and you can catch up with everything that's been happening. But the big announcement is we're regathering on September 6th. Now, for months, the elders and I have been praying. The staff and I have been praying. And we feel like God has finally given us a peace about regathering. Right now in America, about 84% of churches are now regathering on Sundays. And so we've kind of been praying and waiting and praying, and we've been trying to make the wisest decision for our church. And you know, Celebration Cinema has been closed down, and we can't use their building because they're closed down. And so we started talking to every single open building that we possibly could about a month ago. And we've come to an agreement with Youth for Christ. Youth for Christ is a fantastic organization in Mount Pleasant, and they have a great big warehouse that we're going to start using. So it's going to look a little different. The chairs are not going to be like Celebration Cinema. We're not going to have, the stadium seating. But none of that matters. What matters is we get to live out Hebrews 10, 24, and 25. Let us not forsake the gathering of the church, of the community. And so we get to gather back together, and it's going to be amazing. Now, here's the thing. Some of you are Republicans. Some of you are Democrats. Some of you are independents. Some of you are libertarians. Some of you don't care at all about what's happening. Some of you think that masks are the right way to go. Some of you think that masks aren't the right way to go. Some of you wear masks because we're supposed to wear masks. And some of you think COVID is blown out of proportion. And some of you think it's not. And some of you have been affected by COVID. And some of you have family members in areas where COVID has really affected a ton of people. We're blessed up here in Central Michigan because the numbers have been so minute compared to how many people live here. That's such a blessing. Whatever background you come from, what's more important than all of that is that we are coming back together. We are together under the umbrella of Jesus Christ. And Jesus is calling us to be the church. And so when we come back together, I'm asking you, as your pastor, we are not going to be a church culture that if you believe differently than someone else, we're not going to slander them. We're not going to bash them. We're not going to roll our eyes at them. We're not going to say passive-aggressive comments to them. We're not going to, offend. We're just not going to do that. We've never been that kind of church culture. We're not going to start now. And so when we come back together, I just want to make sure we have a spirit of unity in this together. So here's what's going to look different. One service, 10 a.m., we will gather together. When you walk into the Youth for Christ building, doors will be opened, so there won't be people touching all the hands. There'll be a hand sanitizer station, so everybody kind of hits that right when they first come in. We'll still have coffee, but it will be handed to you by a worker who's sanitized and has a glove and masks on. There will be 2 different seating options for the worship. There'll be chairs up front that will be socially distanced. There'll be tables in the back that will be socially distanced. So if your family wants to sit together or your small group, that will be spread apart. We will have Thrive Kids. They'll be in the back corner of the warehouse, so we will hear them. So that will be an interesting thing, but it will be great. We'll have socially appropriate classrooms for them that will be separated with pipe and drape and portable walls. We're asking you, mom and dads, to take your kids' temperature before they come. Just to do that before you walk out the door. We're asking all of you, if you are sick, to just stay home. If you have a fever, if you have a runny nose, a sore throat, whatever it is, to stay home. And we're asking you, if you don't feel comfortable yet with regathering, join us online. Like, be a part of the online community. Someone said to me not too long ago, I haven't watched anything since March. And my heart broke. Because I'm like, you've missed out on so many good things that God is doing through the teaching and the worship. And so this could be a great time for you to regather. And so this could be a tremendous thing. And we're asking that you wear a mask. They're very much encouraged. Right now, if we have to go into a store, we wear a mask. And so we're asking you to wear it. Now, we're not going to have the mask police that are going to come up to you and tell you got to leave if you don't have a mask on. And none of us, if someone doesn't wear a mask, are going to give them dirty looks or say passive-aggressive comments. We'll socially distance and we'll love each other. And the other thing is, I'm going to ask you just for the time being, we're kind of a touchy church. We hug, we high-five. we're just not going to do that right now. We'll air 5, and then unless you two decide, hey, we got to hug it out, then hug it out. But you guys decided that on your own. So let's not walk up to strangers and be like, let me hug you. So it's going to look a little different, but it's still going to be awesome. It's going to be incredible to gather back together. And then next, baptism, Church-a-Palooza is happening August 30th. This is our next gathering. We get to actually gather together, 10 a.m., South Park and Lake Isabella. Same thing, we're going to have safety protocols. We're going to have the hand sanitizer station. This year, we're not asking you to bring food. So we're not doing a big buffet. We're doing all individually packed food that will be handed to you with people in gloves on, or you will grab them. So there's no cross-contamination that way. They'll have the chairs socially distanced. You can sit, far away from people that you want. But again, we're going to ask, we'll be outside, so masks are encouraged. But again, they're not, we're outside. And so we're following those guidelines. And then, if you're sick, just please don't come. Please do that check. So it's going to be a little different, but our culture at Thrive is one of which that we welcome and we accept and we love. And we put down our own beliefs for the good of what Jesus' kingdom is. And that's all been about this series called Upside Down right now. And so the last 2 weeks, we've just talked about these Beatitudes. And just imagine if we actually lived these Beatitudes out these 2 days and the days to come. So I want to highly encourage you. Maybe you've been thinking about, when the church is open, when I come back to Thrive, do I come back or do I just stay online? I want you to pray about it and you find out what you and God are feeling about it. And we can't wait. We can't wait. I can't wait. It's been way too long to see you. So we will see you soon on August 30th. And then we'll see you at the Youth for Christ building September 6th at 10 a.m. God bless. We'll talk to you. Bye.